So in this video replacing actuators for the fresh recirculating door and the other one, name escapes me. Now to remove top glove box, a couple T15 Torx, get those out. Now I basically pry the glove box out. It's just held in by a couple of clips, so a little bit of force and the top glove box is out. So now for a slightly important part, that's why I said the battery has to be disconnected for 15 minutes. You gotta remove the airbag, and just a couple of screws should just pop out. But if you need to disconnect the connector, you want to make sure the power is completely drained. And here just 10mm bolts. Couple more 10mm in the back, as you can see. So there are a few clips. You see those? I don't know if you can make them out, those plastic clips. Just pop them out carefully. Whenever there is a space like this, there is a little plastic clip here that holds it in place. Just pop out the airbag. I guess technically you can disconnect that yellow connector, but for now I don't see a need. We'll see how it goes. I'm just propping it open on the screwdriver. If I'm not mistaken, that's the prize. That little freaking connect with a green sticker. That's what we're after. This actuator for the fresh door. The damn thing clicks every time I open and close it. And as a bonus, on the left side, that's the second actuator. You know, you swap between all these positions, right? I bought a pack of 2 because I figured once I'm in, I'm fixing it all. Don't want to do one at a time because, you know, lazy. This is the pair of actuators I got from Amazon. They look like the same part numbers. I hope they're right. I will leave a link below. If you buy it from Amazon, get a little kickback, probably a few cents, but still appreciate it. So those screws are T20. So just a T20 star. And they're just slowly coming out. As you can see on a new one, it's held in by 3 screws. One in the front, one on the bottom, and to screw with you, one in the back. It's a bit of a fun one to get out, not too terrible. The last screw luckily is not super tight, so I'm using the same socket I used on a power tool, except doing it completely by hand. A bit of blindfolded there, but you know, that's life. So this is the 2 monsters for comparison. As you can see, original actually had a, looks like aluminum piece to actuate. The cheap Amazon replacement is plastic. Now there is a keyway inside, so hopefully it will last, but I guess if you buy OEM you'll get that, something like that. And this is OEM sticker, I guess a part number, and made by Woori. So the whole idea is to get your actuator onto that position, onto that I don't know, pin, My plan is to push the door closed, push it on, and just double check that it works. So after some checking, this is the position of the recirc. But in that position, it's almost like, in that position it's maybe, 10 o'clock, but in the same position, this one, there's no way to line it up. So after some kerfuffling with alignment, the new actuator is in. So basically what I did is I swapped between recirc and fresh air, and as it was moving, just popped the actuator into the right position. It was pretty close, but just a little bit off. Now putting the screws back in, and you can see on the test, turn the car back on, you can see the door, and there is a squirrel cage. Now it closes. And opens. So there is your fresh air. And your recirc. So now it's just a matter of putting screws in. Just use my hand to put the screw in, and now using the 1/4-inch driver to tighten the screws. So this is the second actuator. This actuator on the left side, that's to go between fresh and other positions for where the air blows. After checking the build quality between the two, I decided to keep the OEM one. I think it's slightly better built, and as it is working, I'll just keep it. I'll keep the spare aftermarket one for if it ever happens. It's not too bad getting to this location, so don't want to take unnecessary risk. But if your gauges failed, this one should be super easy to replace as well. Just 3 screws, reasonably accessible, as you can see. Reasonably accessible. 1, 2. The third one is a little bit in the bag. But once you remove this wiring harness from the pin, it will give you enough space to get the third screw out on the side. Or you might not even need to. Just depends how small your fingers are. Rear assembly is no different. You just plug everything back in, stick your airbag back in. My freaking dash is cracked, but that was before this whole thing. Stick it back in. You can give it a bit of detailed cleaning if you want to. Screw everything back in, put your glove boxes in, and you're good to go. Just only loosely put them in first, make sure all the screws align, and only afterwards go for tightening. The glove box just goes in with the pushes, and your 2 screws in, and you're done. I would say outside of fear of removing airbag, pretty simple project. Everything is reasonably accessible. Maybe just buy better quality parts than I did. I would forego disconnecting airbag from the power just in case. looks like it's not necessary. But other than that, that's it. Project is done. Hopefully it helps somebody.